Hello everyone, I'm Neely FC and this is Blue Lions TV, and today you guys I'm bringing a new segment. It's called 5 Talking Points. I'm going to be looking to do this after every game we play. Just a quick brief lowdown and, a quick talk on some, key discussion points throughout a game. Now, the 5 talking points I'm going to be talking about today are: has Willian been the best player in 2018? Why we can't defend set pieces? Giroud or Morata for the Barcelona game? Christensen keeps making mistakes, is it time to drop him? And who's better on the right hand side, Zappa Costa or Victor Moses? Starting with the first point, and that's Willian, and is he the best player in 2018? And in my opinion, I kind of feel like Willian has been our best player since the new year has started, and I kind of think all credit goes to Antonio Conte. Finally, it's taken him a long time, but he finally found wisdom in letting the front three interchange, especially the guys in the wide areas. This is why Willian's able to collect the ball in the middle and on the left hand side, and it's no surprise, you guys, I say it every single time. When he's on the left hand side and he cuts inside, the guy gets goals and the guy scores. And you just see that his dribbling makes more sense because he's a guy that prefers to cut inside. When he plays on the right hand side, he doesn't have a left foot. You can't do that. It doesn't work the same way. He has to play a more support role, and that's when you tend to see Willian have to make more crosses because he's forced out into the wide areas. And I think that it's not the most effective way of using them, but by having this interchanging connections with the front three, Willian's able to obviously distribute how well he does. On the left hand side, right hand side, I think it's a fairer way to use both players, and I think that this is why Willian's been so key in 2018. And I feel that if he does continue this form until the season ends, what's wrong with saying that, does he have a chance of being our player of the year this time by the end of the season? You guys, I think he has a fair shot if he continues down the same path. In the comment section below, you guys, let me know if you agree. Do you think Willian's been the best player in 2018? Moving on to the second point, and that's about Giroud and Morata, and which striker has the opportunity to play against Barcelona. Now, Conte picked Giroud over Morata yesterday, and was it because of form? Was it because maybe one of these strikers has the opportunity to play against Barcelona? I'm kind of thinking that that could be the case. I kind of feel that Giroud played in this game because Morata will have a part to play in the next game. Of course, Conte came out straight after in the press conference saying how our striker is going to need to suffer off the ball, blah de la de la. And to me, that was him speaking directly to Morata, because I feel that Morata will probably be starting in this game against Barcelona. I don't think that Conte will make that same mistake of playing Eden Hazard in the false 9 role. And yeah, I need to stop saying false 9 because we know we're not using Hazard as a false 9. But for me, I think Morata is going to be that guy again. Obviously, we're going to need a striker with legs and pace to transition from collecting the ball in our own half to providing counter-attacking opportunities. I think Morata is going to be that guy. And let's be serious, you guys, when it comes to the finishing abilities of Giroud and Morata, it really isn't too much between them. I think they're just as bad, if I'm being honest. And in comparison with Giroud, he's a guy that's on the decline already. Opportunities he's playing, people were praising him yesterday. I thought he was decent with his link up. Yeah, people are talking about that fight, that hunger, but again, there wasn't too much quality. He was constantly losing the ball and obviously not taking the opportunities or the chances. So I don't think that Giroud did enough in the Palace game to even have a chance of starting the game against Barcelona. I think Morata will be starting that game. Moving on to the third point, and is it time for Christensen to be dropped from the team? Now, you guys, in my opinion, of course, Christensen should not be dropped from the team. I feel that's incredibly harsh. We're forgetting the guy is only 21 years old. And when you compare, world-class defenders when they were 20, 21 years old, like your Ramoses, your Boatengs, etc., etc., Matt Hummels, they weren't doing crazy bits back then when they were the same age. I mean, what Christensen's doing at his age already shows you the high level of ability the guy possesses. I'm sorry, it's not as if he's been making like numerous mistakes in a single game. Yeah, it's been unfortunate that he's been making one key mistake a game, but I think a player of his age to even be making a mistake per game is tolerable. I mean, compare John Stones, this guy was constantly making mistakes, multiple mistakes within a game, and he was still playing week in, week out. And it wasn't until the guy was 24 that he's now started to look like he has potential to be a good player. And he's like, what, 3 years older than Christensen, and he's played more games as well, and it's taken him that long just to look competent. Christensen's already shown a lot of incredible things from an early age, and I feel that if he was to be dropped from the team because of these small errors, I think it would be incredibly harsh, especially when a lot of senior pros, for example your Cahills, Luis has had, you know, a few times he's been making mistakes himself. Azpilicueta during the early part of the season as well. They wouldn't be judged on that same type of level, and I kind of feel that it's good to have faith and trust in him because he's only going to become a better and stronger player from this, and it's still a learning experience for a guy that's only just starting his career. So I feel that some of the criticism he's getting on social media is just unfounded, and it's typical reactionary stuff where, let's say Christensen scores the winner against Barcelona or Mense, everyone's going to forget about that, and I just kind of feel, you know what, have faith in the guy and have patience. It's part of his learning development. Come on now. We can't defend set pieces. Now, how many times are we constantly conceding goals from headers from open play or set pieces? And it's quite weird because our defences have always been synonymous with strength. You know, they're the type of goals that we rarely ever concede. And I've been making this point since last season. I've been noticing that same weakness that hasn't been improved upon. And obviously how we defend set pieces just isn't effective enough. And things definitely need to be worked on in the training ground. Way too often we're giving away easy opportunities. Palace could have scored a goal from a set piece. Yes, Sirloth was obviously, you know, called off because the referee thought it was a foul. If, you know, we're lucky the referee gave that decision because on another day, different concepts that say that away at Palace and they've got the home crowd obviously on the referee's back. That's a decision that he could easily mess up and obviously give and award Palace the goal. And I just kind of feel that this is one area that we've never been improving upon. And if you think about, when do we ever concede from counter-attacks? That's like the goal that we never ever concede from. What we constantly concede from is set pieces and headers from open play. And I'm not seeing any improvements in terms of how we're going to strengthen with that. I mean, there is an argument, in my opinion, that maybe because you have a few too many small players in the team that aren't very good aerially, this is the issue. I think we've got solutions with the players that we have on our books. I kind of feel this is why Zuma can be so important, because Zuma probably is one of the best players aerially in the entire league. The guy jumps like Michael Jordan, wins everything in the air. This guy's got like a 70% header success rate. So it really tells you how dominant he is. I kind of feel that's what our defence needs to really complete this back three. Someone that's very good aerially. Even though Cahill, that's one of his stronger points, I don't think he's necessarily world-class aerially. And I think with Zuma, he's got that ability. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he's going to be playing games for us again next season. And just to end this video on the 5th point, Zappacosta versus Victor Moses. Now, a lot of people getting happy with Zappacosta's performance yesterday, and I know people are praising his delivery inside the box. Honestly, I didn't really think it was too amazing. A lot of times he was playing blind balls into blind areas, and a lot of times it was just first time without any much accuracy either. So it looked like he had much more joy because of the way we were playing tactically against Crystal Palace. You guys would have seen my match review. I'm not going to get into details in this video, but there's a reason why there was more space for Zappacosta to attack down, and this is the point I've been trying to make all the time. You need to create that space for the wing back to attack down, because then that's how they're able to influence the game. Now with Victor Moses, a lot of times that path and that channel's shut off, so it's hard for him when he's got two guys against him to try and beat them one-on-one. This is why it's important that we've got the guy in the half space. It's important why Sessi actually plays these games, because he helps speed up the play and he helps obviously get the wing backs into the game so we're able to control the proceedings. But in my opinion, you guys, I really don't think there's any difference between their delivery whatsoever. I kind of feel that, let's see if we're continuously able to create the spaces down the flanks for our wing backs. I think we'd be seeing much more effective and efficient attacks down that flank. And it's so funny that it's always the conversation between Moses and Zappacosta, because Alonso yesterday, again, has this guy put in a single good cross in 2018? But anyway, you guys, that's going to end this video. Let me know in the comment section whether you like this concept and whether you want me to continue this as well. You guys, I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Line CV, signing out.